People coming and going, you know, people came back to wrestling this week on Raw. Everybody came back, right? Orton had his first match really back with Ron Raw. He did a hell of a fun time and he looks great. And I'm sorry, Daddy's back is hilarious. I don't give a damn who you are. That's funny as hell. And I want that t-shirt.
Yeah, you were telling me you were going to cop that for Christmas.
Oh, I wouldn't mind, yeah. Since I can't get the Otani jersey now, yeah, absolutely I want it now. To be honest, I'd probably save myself $180.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I really
But I mean, an amazing segue. You're getting good at this.
I try my best.
Yeah. So let's get into the week it was.
Let's
do Deadline first because that's
let's get Deadline.
Freshest in our mind here.
That is the freshest in our mind. So let's start off with the opening match.
So Axiom beat Nathan Frazier on the pre-show.
Okay.
All right.
That's how far you want to go back. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So Deadline opened up proper with Shawn Michaels coming to the ring, welcoming everybody to Deadline, and gets interrupted by CM Punk, who's on everything right now. And
he is the man of the hour in wrestling.
He comes out wearing a Bret Hart sweatshirt.
He is a Bret Hart guy. He's openly admitted that.
How much of a troll is this guy going to be? Anyways, Michaels draws attention to the sweater, and Punk retorts with, "Sorry, I forgot my HBK merch at home," or something to that effect.
Well, there's no really a bad blood there anymore, right? So it should be fine.
And he said, "It's fine. You mended fences with Bret. I mended fences with Triple H. Everything's good."
Absolutely.
And then his music played. It really didn't lead to anything because there's not a fucking hope in hell that the CM Punk's going to NXT. As much as they want to play it up that NXT is a viable third option. Yeah, fuck it is.
It kind of is.
Fuck it is.
Okay, fine. Let's go. Let's fuck it is.
Fuck it is. All right. So our first match of the evening was for the North American title. Dragon Lee versus Dominic Mysterio with Rey Mysterio on commentary. I thought Rey did a really good job, actually. And I think if he wanted to, he would fit in really well on color commentary.
I think Ray just excel in anything he does. As long as it's involved around wrestling, I think he's just going to excel no matter what he's going to do.
Right. Anyways, Dragon Lee is your new North American champion.
Not surprising. I kind of figured this was going to happen.
I was actually a little shocked because, we just saw Dragon Lee 2 weeks ago debut at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
And I figured, main roster and everything. But I guess I guess that's something significant that happened this week too, is the unfortunate news that Wesley needs back surgery and he's going to be out 8 months to a year. And us here at DA Wrestling wish Wesley the best in his recovery and hope he gets back soon. Because that guy kicks ass.
He's that's probably why they put the title on Dragon Lee, to be honest. I mean, that could be he kind of been set for the main roster, and then, or unless they just start going to do crossover stuff regularly, because it's kind of slowly happening more and more.
Right.
And Triple H is WWE.
Yeah. No, and that's cool.
Yeah.
Next up was the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge. Now, I texted you before this, and I said, please confirm, is this basically the championship scramble match of 2008?
It basically is. They did it last year, I think, in Grace.
Yeah, they did. They did. Yeah. And so here's the conclusion that I drew from watching this.
Yeah.
It's basically that championship scramble match combined with the King of the Mountain match in TNA.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a penalty box.
Yeah.
Just remember, folks, TNA did it first.
Remember, folks, everybody wrestling steals everything.
That's
Doesn't
true.
matter. It's just a matter who does it better.
That's true. I mean, King of the Mountain is a great concept, but the fact it's a reverse ladder match is a little weird. But I digress. That's not what we're here to talk about.
No,
Blair Davenport is your number one contender for Leah Victoria's NXT Women's Championship.
I like Blair Davenport. I like the character. She's a very interesting character to me. I don't see her beating. I just don't see her beating Kira Valkyria or what the heck her name, Valkyria yet. I just don't see it happening. But I think it's gonna be a good feud the next number of months. It's not until New Year's Evil anyway.
Right. So New Year's Evil is about 3 weeks from now.
Yeah.
It'll be about
2nd of
3 weeks.
January.
Yeah, 3 weeks from Tuesday.
Yep.
And however, we had a little bit of a return tonight as Blair Davenport is cutting a promo after winning the Iron Survivor Challenge. Out comes said women's champion Lyra Valkyria, only to get attacked by a returning Cora Jade.
You know they're gonna make that into a triple threat in New Year's Evil.
Oh, that's totally
If anybody's gonna win that match, it's probably gonna be Cora Jade.
It's totally common.
Yeah. Whoever's gonna win that match is probably gonna be Cora Jade. It's gonna be a triple threat.
So that leads us into our next match, which was Carmelo Hayes and Lexis King.
Good match overall. Really
it was
nice.
what it was.
Really
It was
nice
what it was.
Yeah, PLE debut of Alexis King, formerly known as Brian Pillman Jr. He looked good. You know, the character is interesting. You tell he's definitely trying to shed some of his father's stuff, and he's still doing some of his father's stuff.
Right. I mean, Melo wins with nothing but net, like he usually does.
I'm trying to figure out what they're doing with Melo. Like, I keep thinking they're going to bring him up, especially for that U.S. title tournament, because I know Grayson Waller, I think, is on SmackDown, supposed to wrestle an NXT somebody. I keep thinking it's going to be Carmelo Hayes. I'm wondering now if it is going to be Carmelo Hayes because they keep on doing this stuff with Carmelo. It's almost like they don't trust it to come up yet. It's almost like they're doing that.
Right.
I don't know. It looks really funny because normally, you know, like the way it's gone is you lose a title and maybe you do a rematch in NXT and then you lose that again and then you go back up, go to the main roster. That hasn't really happened here this time around.
After 6 years, there's rumors that Tyler Bate is finally going to the main roster. We'll get to him in a minute because he was in the other Iron Survivor Challenge.
Yes, I like Tyler Bate, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah. So, I mean,
big strong boy.
Lexis King basically got on the mic after losing and said, you know, thanks for the PLE rub type deal.
Yep.
And we kind of left it at that.
They're really poking at the whole Carmelo being the one that betraying Trick and all that stuff. They're really going to turn. It looks like they're going to turn Carmelo heel soon for this last feud with Trick.
Right. Speaking of Trick, that leads us to our men's Iron Survivor match.
Boy, did
Tyler Bate, Josh Briggs, Dijak, Braun Breaker, and Trick Williams. Okay.
Five.
Really good match. A lot more falls. A lot more falls in the men's match than the women's.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I find a little bit inconceivable is how Trick Williams won.
Yeah, he kind of went on.
He was down. He was down 3. He was down by 3.
Yeah.
With about a minute and a half left.
Yeah.
Now, I thought for sure it was going to be some sort of 3-way tie because Bate had 3, Breaker had 3, and I believe Dijak had 3.
Something like that, yeah.
And Trick had 0.
Yeah. It's a little weird how that worked out.
But a couple of jackknife pins, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. All of a sudden, Trick Williams gets 4 pins in a minute.
Yeah, I feel like some of the rules are a little messed up. But like I know I saw back to the women's match really quickly. the one woman, part of Metaphor, she pinned
Oh,
like two girls in one shot, and like the other girls, like were they both girls? I know one girl's arms were on the mat, shoulders were on the mat. The other ones were they? I don't recall seeing that.
I think they were.
Yeah, and they called it two people, which is kind of weird. But I mean, anyway, back to the men.
Talking about Lash Legend, right?
That's it.
Wasn't she the one that slammed Otis this week?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah, that's wild.
it's a big chick. Anyway, back to the
Um,
men.
right. So that sets up Trick versus the winner of the main event um, at New Year's Evil as well.
Yeah,
You also had, you know, so I mean, do I think Trick's going to be the one to beat Dragunov? I think he's the best one that has a chance
I don't think he's going to do it at all.
because they've been really behind Trick Williams lately.
I think you're going to see a heel turn there.
Oh, you think Mello cost him the match?
Yes, I think Melo's going to be upset. I think Melo wants that shot back against
Right.
Dragunov. And I think Melo's going to cost Trick the match, which leads towards a match down the line.
Right.
And then that's probably where Melo will probably leave. I guess I'm assuming,
Right.
but I don't know. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now.
Mm-hmm.
I could be completely wrong,
Sure.
but it just seems that's the way they want to go. I just don't see Trick Williams being. Do I see him being the champion eventually? Yes. I just don't see him right now. I think they're gonna let Dragunov hold it for a while.
Yeah. Um, so before the main event, we had a steel cage match that I actually didn't know what was happening.
Yes, it was.
Roxanne Perez versus Kiana James. And Kiana James with the win after a turn by a woman. I can't think of her name.
I can't remember the hell her name was either.
Right.
It's a return. I know that.
I've never heard this. I've never heard this person's name. All I know from the reference on commentary is that her and Roxanne were friends.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she turns on Roxanne. Kiana James hits her finish on the steel chair.
Yeah.
Which was kind of cool looking, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Um, and gets the win.
Yeah.
And I don't think that one's over.
No, I think I think the Kiana James one is over. I think Roxanne is moving on to a new feud with that girl. So
Right.
I mean, Roxanne's actually a really good wrestler. She's actually quite talented for what she is. There
Mm-hmm.
has been talk about her going to the main roster as well. So I mean, who knows what's going to happen there too? I mean, like honestly, the Rumble's around the corner. I expect to see a couple of people that are in next.
I could definitely see at least Tiffany Stratton,
I can see Perez being the Rumble again. She was in the last
Roxanne
year.
Roxanne Perez.
Yeah.
Uh, I think she was champion when she entered last year,
Yeah,
wasn't she?
she was champion at the time. So I can definitely see a couple of people who are on Deadline tonight being in the Rumble in the next couple of weeks, coming up to the Rumble for sure, 100% as an entrant.
I mean, you say couple weeks. The Rumble's like 7 weeks away,
I'm
bro.
sorry, it's just a word to me, man. Okay? Just don't worry about it. Who cares?
So that leads us to our main event,
Before
where
we get
it
to the main
was.
event, I just want to point something out.
What's up?
Did you notice, as much as I noticed, the amount of like promos they were putting out there about like the one about Drew, the long one about Gunther? So they're just trying to cram in time and
They do,
space.
but no, they do that because of the ads on Peacock. That's why they do that.
Oh, okay, that's right. I have the WE network at home, so I don't see those
Right.
Peacock ads.
You and I up in Canada, we don't have to
Up
experience.
in the Great White North.
Yeah. The great
And
the great white
sadness.
the
Great Night Sadness.
great white no one wants to play here.
Well, unless you're a hockey player. Or Chad Ochocinco,
Right.
who got schooled, by the way. Anyway, let's go to the main event. Dragunov
Baron Corbin.
versus Baron Corbin.
I
I
like
said
this
to you,
match.
yeah, I said to you, I would like to see Baron Corbin win because I kind of like where the character is going. Corbin's kind of like lone wolf that I really liked back in the day. But
I
I
like
kind of
this
do.
whole
I
I
knew he
like
wasn't
this
going to
win
win.
reset from
Yeah,
Corbin.
like
I think the work he's done since he's gone back to NXT is the best work he's done in his entire career.
yeah, I think the main roster. I
Not to
mean,
sell, not to sell any of his main roster stuff short,
no,
because
but
the broke stuff that he was doing before he became Happy Corbin, I
no,
thought that stuff was entertaining as fuck.
yeah.
Um,
I personally like his stuff when he was in NXT originally.
right,
I've started to like a lot more back now too. I like the whole lone wolf thing. It was
right.
great. I thought I wanted him to win, but I knew he wasn't going to win. I just didn't see them taking the
Well,
title off Dragunov there yet. But it was a good match.
few H bombs and a
Yeah,
torpedo Moscow and Ilya Dragunov wins.
yeah.
The show goes off the air with Trick Williams coming out to, kind of announce his presence.
Mello
And
right behind him.
he had Mello right behind him. I thought they were going to do the I thought they were going to do the turn right there.
You know that crossed my mind too before I went to black. So I mean,
Yeah.
it might people NXT this Tuesday should be very interesting.
Oh, I don't think pardon me.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't think it was teasing anything.
Well,
Uh
who knows?
I don't think we're there yet.
We're just trying to make it interesting over here, folks, in my land. A la la land of insaneness.
Overall, thumbs up, thumbs down, or thumbs in the middle.
I want to go a thumb up, but crooked, just like Orange Cassidy.
All right, so like kind of like half.
Yeah, kind of like a halfway one.
So middle pointing up type deal.
Yeah, like I thought it was good. It definitely could have been better. But that's like anything. It's like some interviews. Like it's
Right.
I've just put it that way. I've seen better NXT pay-per-views.
Sure.
We both have. And I don't think this one's even in the top 10 of best pay-per-views they've ever done. So
Yeah, but I don't really turn on an NXT thinking it's going to be one of the best 10 shows I've ever seen from NXT.
no, I'm just putting in a category
I
because I
thought it
think
was
a
I
category is a
thought it
good
was
idea.
I thought it was decent.
Yeah,
Um
it was a PLE for what it was, right? It showcased some extra talent,
right.
and to be honest, it's the last thing of the year they're doing. There's nothing really going on, and from what I heard, I was reading today, Triple H has given everybody from the 19th of December to the 25th right off for Christmas. So there's
That's
nothing
awesome.
scheduled.
That's awesome. That
From
means
what
they
I
might
was
actually
reading,
not. They'll probably do like a best of on Christmas Day.
which is perfectly fine because it's Raw on Christmas Day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So why not? They don't need to work Christmas Day. Who does? I mean, nobody really needs to work it. I mean,
I
I've worked it
used to.
before. Yeah, I've worked it before too. It is what that is, but it's like, I need to do it. Raw this week though was all right. It had his moments. Let's see. Randy had a match back.
Yeah.
No Punk, which was kind of good. Didn't take away from anything.
Uh,
Um,
Seth beat
it,
Seth beat Jay, followed by a beatdown by Drew McIntyre.
yep,
Also beat down Sami Zayn.
yep. It was,
Uh,
he
Drew
really
is
he's Drew is looking really nice to heel
Drew
right
is
now.
one angry Scotsman right now.
It's a big angry Scotsman. And he really let Sammy have it too in his promo. He really let Sammy have it. And it was cool. Like I really like this direction of Drew McIntyre. Like I said,
Mhm.
I was a big fan of Scottish Psychopath. I know we're not gonna get that Scottish Psychopath, even though I'd like to see it again.
Mhm.
But I like where the character's going. I don't like I've never liked like I like Drew McIntyre. I just don't like the whole Scottish warrior.
Right.
To me, that just sounds too out of the 1980s and not early 90s, the new generation kind of era. That's just what it sounds like to me,
Yeah.
right?
Apparently, CM Punk's going to make his free agency decision on Raw Monday.
That's right. This Monday, that is going to happen. I see him going to Raw. I, I mean, Raw's going to need something, especially if they're looking for a TV deal. Is it now? Is the TV deal?
Yeah.
So I think Punk might be better. Or I mean, I know he really put in that whole thing with rain. Anyway, we'll get to that really quick. With that. He really put that whole thing in on Friday, but we'll get to that. But Raw was good. Raw had its moments.
Mhm.
The Shinsuke stuff with Cody's look at the Cody kind of fire promo
Yeah.
on Shinsuke.
They're gonna go one-on-one on Monday night too.
Yeah, that's gonna be really good.
I don't think that's gonna be a clean finish.
No, I think that's gonna push on for a while. I think, like as you said last week about Cody, give me something Cody to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that's gonna be the case. Um,
Dynamite wasn't much.
other than the Christian Edge thing, it wasn't much.
Right, which had a quite expected finish when you think about it.
Yeah,
Shayna Wayne came out
yeah,
and uh hit Copeland with the belt,
yeah,
which to me is justified for giving a concerto to her son right in
yeah.
front of her.
No, that makes sense.
So
Although, yeah, okay, go ahead.
yeah, no, I was just saying like it's justified when
Yeah,
even when you think of wrestling logic, it
yeah,
makes sense.
absolutely.
Like this man attacked her kid.
Yeah, despite him being a shit.
Right.
So, I will go say, if you do get a chance though, go back on AEW Dynamite. It was the opening match on Dynamite this week. It was Roosh versus John Moxley. That was actually quite good.
I
That
heard
was a
that was
really good
really good.
match. That was a
Yeah.
really good match. And then Swerve won as well. So John and Swerve are facing next week. Both have 9 points. Both are going to fight each other. Someone's going to get 12, and someone's going to have 9. So that's going to see what happens there. That's actually going to be a really good match.
So the winner of that is most likely going to represent the blue league.
Gold League, Gold League.
Oh, gold league. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
that looks. I think pick your poison on that one there. I'm kind of go for John, but I think this one might go to Swerve.
right.
I don't think
I
John needs it. I don't think John needs it, to be honest with
no, I don't think John needs another title.
you. No,
I think they can use all this momentum on Swerve right now.
Swerve's had a hell of a last like half of a year. He's had a really good hell of a last half year for sure.
Right.
Um,
SmackDown.
SmackDown now. So SmackDown was so once again, like I said, the Return of the Viper.
It was a tribute to the Troops show.
It
So like,
was.
I mean, the only two things I really saw from SmackDown was I watched all of Punk's promo.
Yeah, which was
Way better than the Raw promo because he didn't have his time cut.
no,
I
and
mean, the so I did see the short that you made last night about it.
yes,
More plugs for the TikTok. More plugs for the TikTok. But yeah, the kind of subtle references to what happened in AEW
yeah,
was kind of clever to the three people who got it,
yeah.
but that arena did not give a fuck.
No, that arena was also filled with a lot of soldiers. I think that was more direct. I think that subtlety was more directed towards everyone watching at home and those who are more wrestling fans in the arena who do follow
Right.
wrestling. So I think that was more directed to people at home. But no, it was definitely subtle and it was really interesting too. But he did like. I'm not gonna lie to you. Seeing Kevin Owens versus CM Punk is kind of excites me a little bit. Like I kind of want to see that.
That would
I
have
mean,
excited like I mean that
I
excites
like
me
Kevin.
now. That
I like Kevin.
I'm just saying that excites me now, but that would have also excited me 15 years ago.
Yeah, but I
You
mean,
know,
I like Kevin, so I'm looking forward to that. He did make reference though to the tribal chief, the one we are.
what did I tell you when he came back?
What did you say again? Refresh my memory. I've had a lot going on.
Before he even came back, I said on recording that if Punk came back, he would be the new little toy and Cody's story
Yeah,
is going to become secondary.
yeah. Well, it's gonna happen. I mean, the question is though, um, is it gonna be like? I think it's gonna. I think the Seth is gonna have the Rumble, but I mean, I don't know.
I
Like,
I think Punk wins the Rumble. Like
I think Punk was the Rumble. Yeah.
now that he's back, I think Punk wins the
Yep.
Rumble. I think he defeats Roman Reigns at WrestleMania.
we think he's going to do the ring stick. Because a lot
I
of people
think-
point towards him and Rollins at Mania night 1. I think it's going to be Reigns because I even said that in the short that I made. I pointed that out that it looks like he threw his name in there with the tribal chief. I think it's going to happen. He never got. I think, to be honest, this CM Punk run might only be a 6-month run. I say multiple years or several years.
Yeah,
it could be a 6-month run. Say, see you later, Buckaroo. Here's your
good.
Here's your 10 million or where the heck it is you gave a game. I don't know. I'm just guessing numbers, folks. I have no idea what his numbers were, but there's a good chance that's probably what it is, and they send him off his way and see you later. Nice retirement.
Yeah,
It could be happening. I don't know. But that's probably what I'm getting out of it right now.
anything else from this week catch your eye?
No, everything else from this week was like
It was very uneventful.
It was a very slow week in the world of wrestling. Other than the Punk promo on Friday today with Deadline, there wasn't really much that really truly went on this week in wrestling. Unless you're like really into the Continental Classic, which I know some people are. Like I said, check out the Moxley and Roosh match. There's gonna be fighting at Christmas time in that household, though. Roosh is not a champion and Dragon Lee is, so that's gonna be a fun time.
That's funny.
Right? That's gonna be a fun one.
All right. Well, on that note, that's going to do it for this week. We'll be back next week with whatever happens next week. Probably around the same time.
We're talking around Punk to Raw or Punk to SmackDown. We're gonna find out.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Until then,
watch for more shorts.
Find us everywhere.
Yeah.
Instagram, YouTube, X. Andrew's over on TikTok.
Having a lot of fun there, folks. If you want updates of what's going on really with us and what we're doing, that's kind of where to see it right now. That's a free a platform that has really been useful. So take a look at us, follow us on there, follow me on there, or follow whatever you want to do. Up to you. Doug is on there as well at Doug Lyons. Follow him up, and yeah, have yourselves a good time, guys.
I don't make videos yet, but if enough of you follow me, I might. Pardon me, I might start.
You should make some followers. Just make videos, man. That's all I try to do. Make some laughs yourselves. Pay yourself as a Grinch. I made my cat Jasmine a member of Slipknot because it's funny. That. It's cute.
It was creepy.
It's just really cute, actually.
It was creepy.
She was really cute.
It was creepy.
She was not impressed, but she looked cute.
Also, rate, subscribe, follow the show. Guys,
you have comments, leave us comments.
Yeah, leave us comments. We're welcome to all feedback.
Yeah.
Good.
The more
bad.
feedback you give us, the better we can make it.
Yeah, good, bad, and different. I'm cool. I have thick skin. Go ahead, call me a fucking idiot.
Yeah. And follow us on Podbean, folks. Follow us on Spotify. Follow us on all those places. The more you do it, the more help it is.
Absolutely. Until next time, I've been Doug. That's Andrew. We'll catch you down the road.
Later, folks.